Shaib, welcome back. It's me again, Mr. Hall, author, artist, founder, conscious systems architect, ethical kink and taboo content creator and educator, alien, guide, medium, channel, shaman, international being, international being, interesting, interdimensional being, supernatural being, terrestrial being, okay? Near-death survivor, near-divine experiencer, okay? Many labels, layers, titles, out of the way. I'm here to provide you a confirmation, possibly expand on your context, give some perspective, and also maybe provide a deeper perception into this experience that we call existence, okay? As we're all collectively going through this together, okay? And as we explore the unexplainable and yet undeniable, all right? We practice omnism and animism here within this space. We also practice non-duality, and we don't look at time linearly here. So whenever you're seeing this message, it may be a confirmation that it is in fact for you, as you have the capacity to see it, okay? This is a worldwide, global, interdimensional channeled message, so take what resonates, leave behind what does not. Also, if at any point during the channeled message you feel unsafe and or that you may need some form of medical attention, please do seek out the proper authorities and or medical professionals within your country, area, region, state, realm, dimension, okay? Also, if you would like to book a personal session with me, click the link above in the bio. You'll see a calendar, dates and times, and from there we'll be able to have a one-on-one video chat, okay? Additionally, as soon as I begin the video, I begin to channel, okay? And I want to give so much gratitude and thanks for the tribe and everyone within the collective that is donating and that has booked a session as well. Okay, looking forward to speaking with you. If I have already spoken with you, I'm glad that we were able to connect, okay, tribe? And all right, we have the intro, disclaimers, okay, all of that information out of the way, so let us begin. So this reading is going to be for those seeing the repeating number 3. So you may have been seeing 3, 33, 333, okay? So, I'm going over some automatic writing that was previously done, okay? And with us focusing on the number 3, okay? So there may be some form of note or information that you're uncovering. A few things that I picked up prior to beginning the channeled message, okay, were in relation to you uncovering something, okay? Something about uncovering some heartache and loss, something around heartache and loss, and possibly repossession of your spirit, your soul, your energy, your willpower, okay? Emphasis on international intuition, okay? The biggest feedback, okay? Something about feedback as well. Maybe you're receiving some form of international feedback. You may be seeing bears, tigers, okay, or may have seen these. If not in your immediate environment, those animal species may have some relevancy to this channeled message that's coming up for you, okay? That'll be an additional confirmation. Something about a 3-year cycle, okay? If we look at time linearly and follow any form of Gregorian calendar, something about cycles, okay? There may have been something that was meant to break and or snap, okay, within you, and it looks like you've possibly handled that well, okay, how I'm being guided to mention it. All right, you may have released immature pleasure seeking, okay, and or pleasure seekers, all right, releasing negative gossip, okay, something in relation to hacking and or character defamation, all right, recognizing disingenuous energies, okay, or I'm being guided to mention disingenuous energies attempting to cloak themselves, okay? So something about cloaking. I'm picking up non-human intelligences and or technologies that are not yet available to the public, okay? Something about you highly valuing yourself and knowing your worth. This may be insignificant, okay? Something about being self-secure, kind within yourself, and also being mature. So something within you has matured. Possibly your intuition has matured is the way that I'm being guided to mention this, okay? Okay, so being being envious of some form of pleasure seeking. So I'm picking up you chasing a dream, you following some form of passion, may have left others in some form of envious energy. Something about the evil eye as well, the Nazar. Okay, so someone may have Indian ancestry and or be somewhere outside of the West. I'm picking up outside of Western civilizations. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay, something significant about Bam Bam Killa. Okay, Sister Nancy. So someone maybe from the islands as well. Someone's name may be Nancy. Someone may have been uh, a part of some form of religious faction, okay, or religious group, okay. Someone may have been a part of an extremist religious group, okay. Now remember, this is a worldwide reading tribe weeding. Something about being in the weeds, okay, or weeding. So maybe you really going through a process as you've matured outside of maybe different aspects of the self, the identities that you attach to. You have matured into some capacity, okay? Taking out and picking up the imagery of weeding, right? Pulling weeds out of the ground. Someone may be into gardening. Someone may be doing that right now in this moment, okay? As it's always now. But maybe when you're watching this, you're hearing this through some form of headphones. I'm picking up headphones and also clear audience. Anyway, also something about a wedding. Congrats to whoever I'm picking up on this. Okay, someone may have some form of fairy blood and or fae blood, okay, and or may associate themselves with being some form of fairy, dragon, unicorn, okay, some form of different creature. All right, something about this, or some form of mythical, quote unquote, creature, okay? Or you may have had a personal experience with these energies, okay, both light and dark. Okay, someone's name may be Doreen. Okay, someone's name may be Valentine. Maybe something significant within the Western civilization. There is a holiday, so something significant around a holiday representing love, whatever that looks like for you and your culture or country or realm. Okay, something about this. And I'll digress. So, something about restitution as well. So, if there was any point that you felt that you were missing something, it's going to be coming back to you. Okay. Overcoming self-image or poor self-image issues. Okay, so it seems to be a lot of information coming through internationally about you having some strong intuition and also you possibly really overcoming some form of self-esteem issues, okay? Really being able to completely and holistically love the self, okay? And also something about an improvement to your quality of life now that you have shifted into a positive outlook on this experience of human existence, okay? So these may be themes that are coming up. Remember, take what resonates, leave behind the rest, okay? And also this may be a global, worldwide energy as well. This shift of really being appreciative of all the aspects of you, yourself, right? Also, something about you not attempting to be a part of a specific crowd, okay? Whatever that crowd may associate with, right? If this is professional, anything to do with relational energies, okay? Professional, romantic, familial, right? You may have decided to walk your own path, go your own way, okay? Something about repulsive energies lacking depth, okay? So it's almost as though now that you've reached this frequency or state of being, specific energies are either repulsed by you and or you repel them, right? So you have some form of spiritual protection around you that is literally repelling energies that lack depth or conscious awareness, okay? Take it how it resonates, tribe. We may circle back to this one, okay? And you may have been guided to circle back to something and, okay. So there may be something in someone's yard that may be of significance, okay? Maybe a passed on loved one is saying this, but I'm picking up this energy of there's something in the yard, and depending on where you are from, the yard can represent a house as well. Someone may speak patois, okay, as I'm picking this up, but something in the yard, okay, that you may have recognized needs some form of removal, okay? Maybe even an energy, entities, okay? Something that may have taken on some form of personification, okay? You'll know how this will apply to you, tribe? Okay. So now, something about following your own truth and what feels real and true for you, okay? Uh, Thoughts are useful in moderation, yet they limit perception of the aether, okay? Something about ether. So you possibly increase your intuition so much that you are experiencing interactions with non-human intelligences, okay? Be them aliens, be them spirits, guides, angels, demons, angels, sentinels, right? However you would classify these energies and or experiences of the self that are perceived to be external to you, okay? And I was guided to use the Chosen Ones Oracle deck, okay? Excuse me, spiritual release. So you've overcome some form of psychic attacks, okay? All right, and these are reverse against maybe some form of evil, quote unquote, evil family members, okay? And or you may have discovered that you have evil family members. I'm picking up not so secret societies, cults, gangs, cartels, and or mafias. You may not have known that specific family members were involved with nefarious dealings that may have actually been impacting you, okay? Something being mentioned about this, all right? As well as if you are taking a look within specific global media, you'll hear specific names that start with E, end in files, okay? Something about this. So maybe you were also filing some form of lawsuit, some form of legalities taking place wherever you are within the world, okay? In response, okay, to some form of repulsive energies, okay? And with this new awareness, right, you're really tapping into this intuition, okay? There may be some form of new beginning that you're embracing and or embodying. And this has been the trend in the last few channeled messages, so you may want to look below or to the left or right, depending on where you're watching this, to check out those channeled messages, okay? And you've earned some form of clarity, all right? Clarity as a hard-earned skill, okay? Yeah, you may have some form of ancient Egyptian ancestors, okay? And or you may be looking into theologies, methodologies, practices. Okay, someone may have Latin descent as well. There may have been some form of ancient or ancestral practices that you are now being guided to delve a bit deeper into, okay? I'm also picking up as above, so below. The soul is the body is the soul. Okay, as above, contextualized as heaven, and as so below, being on the earth or physical body, okay? You're really bringing some form of synergy and clarity to these different aspects of yourself, okay? Yeah, we have underestimated in reverse. So you're no longer underestimating your gifts, your capacities, the ways that you have allowed yourself to overcome any form of poor self-image issues, lack of willpower, right? So there may have been some form of stagnancy ritual performed to keep you in a specific state of being, and you've separated from this, okay? There may have been something taking place overseas. Depending on where you are within the world, overseas would be different to you. I'm picking up the north and also the east, okay? Heavy emphasis on this, northeast. So wherever you would say you would reside within this realm on the planet, physically, practically, wherever you reside within the world, there may have been some things taking place overseas, okay? Yeah, hidden secrets reversed, okay? So again, something about uncovering some form of hidden secrets, okay? And this being an earned skill because you've honed possibly your intuition a bit more. You may be really becoming into a form of awareness, okay? Yeah, a new aspect to your identity unlocked, okay? Yeah, and it comes out again, these evil family members, okay? Okay, so we'll get some clarifications on all of these, okay? Yeah, you recognizing you possibly at one point weren't being your full self, okay? And you really valuing, highly valuing kind and compassionate people, possibly like you, okay? If you identify as a person and a human being, right? Many labels, layers, and titles. So something about feeling alive in societies that thrive off of suppression, okay? Confronting what you think you know, emphasis on alignment, balance, and coherence, and really recognizing what you have. Something about half man, half God, regardless of gender. So half human, half God, okay? And really practicing or performing some form of metacognition. Okay, when you've gotten to the root of an issue and uncovered something, you recognized you may have needed to think about your thoughts more. Again, if this isn't you, this may be an external energy to you. All right. I'm picking up on a form of black magic or some form of ritualistic abuse, and take this into whatever capacity and context that you can fit it in within the human experience. But some form of gossip, slander, character defamation. I believe this came up from this channeled writing somewhere. Anyways. Okay, well, it's coming up. So something about some form of character defamation, all right, that may have been attempting to block a transformation. Okay, something that may have been attempting to block a transformation, as we have the transformation card reversed. Okay, this may have been something that you discovered, how you may have been subconsciously blocking your own triumph, okay, over a transformation with the number 7. Possibly this is a spiritual triumph, right? Maybe not happening specifically within the physical realm, but being something that you needed to get over, okay? As far as the way that you were seeing yourself or the limited lens that you were holding yourself within, okay? Something significant about this. Yeah, I'm picking up this energy of breaking stereotypes, okay? Okay. Yeah, you may have recognized, clarifying the ancient Egyptian cards, okay? We have the foundation and achievements, and this came out reversed, okay? So there may have been some form of disruption to a transformational energy that was being provided to you. Maybe something about a gateway or you being able to travel between realms, and you recognize something maybe even from a past life that may have been broken, transfigured, okay, or maybe even stolen or appropriated, right? I'm picking up this energy of cultural appropriation, okay? And maybe your ancestors chose you, okay? Well, definitively, I say maybe because depending on who this will resonate with, but whatever ancestral line you come from, you may have been chosen to receive and or inherit some form of gift, okay? And yeah, you're no longer being underestimated in a specific field, area, or endeavor, as we have conflict and defeat reverse, right? This was maybe your attitude around some form of change, okay? This conflict and defeat energy. And we have it reversed along with the underestimated card in the upright, right? You're no longer underestimating your skills, your capabilities, your intuition, all right? Specifically intuition, that's been the biggest emphasis. And with the number 3 being here, I'm picking up this as a divine gateway and portal for you, okay? However you choose to tap into your intuition. Yes, confirmation. I'm not sure if you all heard the blinds decide to confirm. Okay. All right. And with these hidden secrets, all right, we have partnerships and alliances coming out from the Psychic Tarot deck in reverse. Okay, so there may have been some form of communication happening psychically, telepathically within the ethers, within their dreams. Okay, you recognizing, similar to the background, you being sucked into some form of portal, right? And this card came out reversed though, right? Over the hidden secrets. So this is telling me in this moment that whatever secret partnerships and or alliances there were taking place around you in your immediate environment, maybe within the spiritual realms, okay, those chains or those perceived chains have broken. Those alliances have broken down, okay? The number 3 coming up again, right? So you've partnered up with the proper or you've partnered up with the correct energies for you, right? Energy, frequency, vibration coming through with Nikola Tesla. And this is clarifying. We got the Destiny card, okay, coming out to clarify perceived evil family members. Now, depending on your experience, remember, take what resonates. Some of you may have recognized that you were a part of a satanic ritual abuse, some form of ritual abuse or system, okay? Um, and this may have been taking time over a 4-year span. If we look at time linearly, 4 cycles, 4 attempts, okay? And it looks like the attempt was to block you from your destiny, okay? If you subscribe to having any form of destiny and or your purpose, right? As it did come up reversed, okay? So these evil family members, okay, may have ruined their own destiny, okay? And maybe we're attempting to do some form of destiny swap with you or your energy, okay? And it failed. Something around this, okay? I'm being guided to mention I'm simply confirming information that you would already intuitively know. You don't have to take on anyone else's energy if this specific message doesn't apply, okay? And I'm really picking up that there was some deceitful energy going on around you, okay? And we also are being guided to pull from the Masters of Light Wisdom Oracle deck, okay? And with this, we have the Hope card reversed, okay? We have the Hope card reversed, Archangel Ramiel, okay? So I'm being guided to, so something was attempting to steal your hope and maybe any possibilities of you recognizing that you are this oracle energy, right? That you have the capacity, regardless of gender, identity, culture, you have this capacity to speak and interact with non-human intelligences. You have the capacity consciously to be very aware, okay? This may have been something that was attempting to be hidden from you, okay? Someone may have the last name De La Cruz, okay? Estrella, maybe as well. Someone may identify with Arcturians, okay? And someone's name may be Ramael. So you may have, again, I digress, where we did pick up momentarily that, okay, that you may have come from some form of ancient bloodline, and or this may have been some secret withheld from you, okay? Maybe there was a generational curse placed, okay, as this is what's coming through right now, where there was an attempt to completely disconnect you from your own spirituality and this sacred intuition, this divine intuition that you have and hold, okay? And now that you've become consciously aware of this, as these secrets are no longer hidden from you and or others, I'm picking up it's a game changer, okay? Something about a game and or changing a game, okay? Someone may be very into video games, okay? Someone's first, middle, and or last name may start with the letter P, H, or O. Something may have wanted to keep you in this poor energy, okay? This may have been financially and or fiscally, because I'm picking up the energy as I'm reading it and seeing it come through is you are stepping into such an abundant energy, and now that you are stepping into this destiny energy, right? Having a secure foundation and achievements, okay? Whatever evil family members and or perceived evil family members, take it how it resonates, you'll know, okay? But whatever hidden alliances that were taking place, once you receive this abundance, it's going to be called out, okay? And there will be some form of, again, restitution, as this energy is what I picked up. So I'm digressing. I'm being guided to digress back to Sister Nancy. Within the Western world, or even Jamaica, someone may be from Jamaica or have some form of Jamaican or island heritage, okay? No matter what island it is. But let's focus on the example. So I'm being guided to mention that Sister Nancy was an individual who created a international song called Bam Bam Killa, okay? And in this song, she didn't receive any royalties for the music for about 32 years, okay? 3 and 2 also breaking down into a 5, so some form of change coming through, as in this moment 5 representing change, okay? So something may have been a lifelong attempt to keep you in this defeat and conflict energy, okay? Keep you underestimating yourself, underestimating your capabilities, keeping you small, okay? Maybe I'm picking up without a capacity to mentally develop and or grow and know what's truly possible for you, okay? Ooh, yeah, I'm picking up a Cinderella energy. Yeah, and something about, right, your throat chakra truly activating, okay, as we see the third eye in the chakra. So you're really being able to speak some form of truth now, okay? Angel Estrella de la Cruz, possibility, vast potential, and new life live within you. Be curious, how good can it get, okay? These may be the questions that you're asking yourself now. How good can it get, okay? Not if something is possible, it's knowing something's very possible and really tapping into that energy unconditionally, okay? Archangel Ramiel, hope. Be steadfast in hope, focused in light, okay? The storms will pass, all things are in divine order, okay? Yeah, you really recognizing the interconnectedness of what was the purpose behind something, right? What was the result of you uncovering something? Why did these things, quote unquote, happen for you, okay? All right? Really taking nuggets and seeds of information, even from perceived dark spaces and their places. All right, I'm being given the imagery of someone literally taking a seed, okay, and or some form of poisoning that may have attempted to happen, okay? A lot of spiritual warfare energy in this reading, okay? So take what resonates, leave behind what does not. But there may have been a lot of spiritual warfare or perceived spiritual warfare so that your soul can grow and really recognize what was happening within this physical realm and possibly impacting the spiritual, okay? And we also have Our Lady of the Blue Light, Oracle. Trust your intuition and divine inner knowing. The answers are within you. You know the way. Okay, so you know what your best next step is going to be to take in relation to getting some form of restitution, all right, in a practical context, all right? Ultimately knowing everything is interconnected, so there's not much for you to actually do. Something is being resolved and aligned, okay? Yeah. You may be keeping your destiny and or your achievements and foundations to yourself at this time, okay? And you may be guided to, as I intuitively grab those cards. Yeah, something being brought into balance for you, okay? Right? Something emotionally balanced, materially balanced, okay? Being able to receive energy and also execute, okay? Someone may be executed, someone may have been executed. A passed on loved one may have been wrongfully executed and or sacrificed. Excuse me, spiritual release. This energy, I'm not picking up so much from the US, okay? I am still picking up in a practical context. This is very grounded energy within the 3D realm, within the physical realm of what our senses are able to perceive, okay? And these 3D experiences, your personal life experiences, may have really been impacted, divinely impacted. Okay. We have these two cards that were not supposed to be in the deck, so we'll go ahead and read them as well. And your specific life experiences may have been heavily impacted due to some form of spiritual work, generational curse, any form of witchcraft, black magic, okay, obea, okay, voodoo, hoodoo, Santa Muerte, okay, some form of root work, root magic, okay, something may have been casted over your bloodline, okay. I'm being guided to mention for those within this reading. Yeah, you've unlocked some form of self-respect, okay, honoring yourself with this monk meditating, okay, regardless of gender, all right, and admit the truth to yourself. Okay, so these are coming from the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, and you are being guided to admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. You know what you need to do, okay? This is coming through. You may have had a masculine ancestor, okay, regardless of gender, okay? They said you know what you need to do. So maybe someone has some form of African descent. I'm picking that up as African. Woo, the whole body just got hot. So someone is letting you know what you need to do. Okay, tribe? It's extra emphasized. You know what you need to do. Now that you have admitted the truth to yourself and you are guided to act accordingly, okay? No false love, no fake love, no false promises, no suicidal empathy, okay? You know what you need to do. I'm going to leave that there and open to your interpretation, tribe, and the way that you receive messages. I'm sending you a telepathic message just in case you have reached that state of your awakening. So, moving on now as well to the Fairy Tarot deck, okay, because we did pick up on this Fae energy. You may be getting assistance from some form of interdimensional species, okay? If you know, you know. So, let's see. Someone's name may be Stefina. Someone may have an Italian background or come from an Italian descent. Okay. There may have been some form of Italian family. Okay. Maybe these evil family members, if you are Italian, take what resonates. Okay. If you identify with that. I'm picking up Italian mob, right? Mob ties, okay? So something around mob ties, or there may have been ties in a family, okay? And this may have been really one of the major reasons for some form of upset within your life, okay? Maybe in the recent past. Yeah, 8 of Summer. Yeah, the desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it's time to move on, choosing to make major life changes. You may be in a major stage right now, and if it's not that grand, okay, or such a big major change, but the overall energy in the reading is divine, and it's guided for you to recognize and find out this information so you can act accordingly, right? You know what changes you need to make. This feels like a very deliberate, guided step-by-step process within the physical realm, okay? And this 8 of Summer energy, right? I'm picking up the energy of cutting your losses, right? Really moving on, okay? As we see this fairy represented, okay, going towards the sun, okay? So there may have been some form of betrayal, okay? Yeah, you've uncovered some form of betrayal. Damn. It's one of those damn moments. Somebody's saying, damn. Okay, depending on where you are within the frequency tribe, this may have been you and or some external group, okay? This one's definitively giving spiritual warfare, heavily. Yeah, the High Priest reverse. So this may have been coming from some form of dark priestess, okay? Or some form of family that is, in fact, working with a lot of different magical entities, okay? Or spiritual components. I'm being guided to mention it this way. Yeah, the Star reverse, really wanting to steal your light. Someone may be an Aquarius, and again, emphasis on an air sign. So that may be a major confirmation for someone, okay? And 7 of Winter. There is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. Man, you may have been running away from this truth, right? Something may have been too difficult to face at one point in time, and you're no longer doing that. If you would like to book a session, click the link above in the bio, click the calendar, you'll see a date and time, and from there we'll be able to have a one-on-one video chat, because this energy feels very familiar, okay? And these are things to look at in these contexts, right? Because the energy that I'm picking up is something being heart-shattering, soul-crushing, okay? Someone may have been in the entertainment industry, right? This may have even been done for a form of entertainment. I'm picking up Hunger Games energy. Sometimes there is no specific answer as to why someone would do something so evil, okay? At least not within the human realm, okay? Sometimes we do have entity possessions. Sometimes we do have and may experience past life karma, okay? But wherever you're finding yourself in this experience, man, someone may have attempted to do a ritual sacrifice to become a member of some form of high status or high society. All right, this feels very physical and very 3D, but a lot of spiritual aspects at play, right, with this High Priestess energy being here. So something was really put into your experience during this lifetime to have you reawaken to your inner power, your inner knowing, right? Claiming your willpower, claiming your authority, your sovereignty. I mean, Bam Bam Killer, okay? So there may have even been some form of premeditated murder, okay? Some form of premeditated energy for you to get attacked or be hurt, and or now this energy is flipped and this is happening on some group or cycle, okay? It's ended. Yeah. As you are now in your high priestess energy, okay? Trusting your intuition, careful reflection before taking action, insights that come through meditation, okay? So you may be guided to meditate a bit on all of these possibilities, okay? Okay. Because the energy that I'm picking up as well is that there may have been an attempt to, you may have unintentionally taken on energy that truly wasn't yours in some form of suggestible state, okay? I'm picking up the energy of almost a hypnotherapy session and or medical professionals that were possibly paid, bribed, or any form of profession, okay? Any form of legalities or medical, any space where there was a capacity to defame your character or have you respond to reactive abuse in a negative context, okay? So, the energy that I'm picking up is, okay, the fairies are telling it all right now, okay? Something about the fairies. So you may want to go into a forest. Someone may be living in a forested area, okay? But the energy I'm picking up is of a leprechaun in a negative context. The film or the movie, The Leprechaun, okay? Making false promises to have you do things and take action in a very negative context against your own better judgment, against your intuition, having you further disconnected from your intuition. But no, you've whoa, excuse me, spiritual release. Yeah, you've gotten some form of demons out and or you've tamed your demons, right? Not that these, I'm being guided to mention in this moment in context, not that these demons or perceived demons are anything external to you, but the demons of your own mind, or your own creating. You've escaped from your own personal creation of hell, and you may have unintentionally or unconsciously fallen into these, excuse me, spiritual release. You may have unintentionally, okay, fallen into these spaces by divine orchestration, right? The overall energy was the number 3 representing divinity, something being divine, okay? Some form of divine experience, okay? You may have fallen into these places for you to be able to release, okay? And recognize and step into the fullness and wholeness of who you are, right? You may have found yourself really at some point in time questioning your self-image, questioning, why you don't feel so full of who you are. Why don't you feel full? Why don't you feel fulfillment? Why aren't you feeling satisfied? And you may have gone through different pathways to find that answer. And these may have been contributing factors in the form of individuals external to you that were possibly a part of this plan. Okay? As horrific as that may sound, you will know, take it where it resonates with you, tribe. Okay? You have some interesting ancestors. The energy coming through is you know what to do. 1, okay? Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly, okay? There is a better choice, not seeing things clearly and running away from the truth, okay? So there may have even been something attempting to have you lash out because you found some information out, okay? And you're being guided to meditate on this, okay? Around these hidden secrets that you've discovered, okay? You know what to do. You may identify now, okay, shifting the energy a bit, the energy is shifting, but this may have been the recent situation if you've been seeing repeating number 3s, okay? You may be recognizing that you're an oracle of hope, okay, and possibility. You've stepped into this high priestess and star energy, right? You've maybe shifted focus away from the horrific things that you have discovered and transmuted that energy, okay? The number 17 breaking down into an 8. So you've really tapped into some sacred abundance, some divine abundance, with 1 and 7 breaking down into an 8, all right? And with this high priestess energy, you know what to do, okay? All right, tribe. I'm going to leave this one here. That one got slightly intense, okay, within the practicalities of everyday life. Man. Okay. I'm gonna cleanse a bit for you, tribe. All right, you may be guided to do a cleansing as well. All right, be right back, tribe. Let me see. Whoop. So whatever action that you've recently taken, it's definitely shifted the game, okay? I'm picking up game changer again. Wow. Okay, tribe. Yeah. Don't worry, you are not being guided to let you know that you are not the only individual that has experienced things like this, okay? Okay. And I mean, ultimately, I'm just reiterating what you already know, tribe, right? And the messages that I'm being given to give to you, depending on where you are within your spiritual awakening. If you haven't experienced anything like this, okay, you may want to look into some of the psychological natures of humans, okay, to recognize that these things are even possible, okay? Someone may have a passed on loved one. Confirmation. Okay. I wanted to end the reading, tribe, but apparently they want me to keep going. You may have a passed on loved one that was maybe unalived due to some form of gang crime, violence. What do they want to say? Yeah. You're getting messages in your dreams about this situation, okay? You're going to be getting some clear dream messages about this situation and possibly how to move forward and allow yourself to release any form of resentment, hate, fear, any of these lower vibrational energies, okay? And you're going to be able to feel safe again. They want you to know that they are safe, okay? If you had an inkling of some form of foul play, you are correct, okay? Your intuition is letting you know. Your intuition is letting you know, okay? Someone may use the statement bonkers, okay? That'll be an additional confirmation for you. Okay. I'm picking up if you feel that you're in a sense of danger as well. Remember, if you feel unsafe, do contact your local, state, country, realm, okay, authorities. Not every form of law enforcement or government is corrupt, okay? God's ambassadors, quote unquote God's ambassadors, are everywhere, okay? So you are protected. No need to fear and or worry, okay? And this past on loved one is letting you know to recognize that you can, something that may help you contextualize this experience of what happened would be to recognize that they have gone through some form of DNA upgrade, okay? That may be the simplest thing for you to do. And as you meditate on this and your next step of knowing what action to take, okay, your passed on loved one is letting you know what would they have done, okay? What would you have wanted them to do, okay? That's also a confirmation they're giving to me. Someone may have been a part of a Latin gang as well, okay? They feel like they made such a horrible mistake. They say they should have listened to you. And they do apologize about something, right? You may have been asking questions, okay? You may have asked them about this or the situation, and maybe they wanted to keep you safe. There may have been multiple with bam, bam, bam. This may have been multiple gunshots I'm picking up or hearing. Someone may have had a low fade, okay? They say, tell mommy I love her. Tell, and in whatever language you would associate mother, your mother figure being, okay? I'm also picking up that there will be justice, okay? There will be justice, okay? Everything happened as it should have, they say. They want you to release this anger. They know that you've possibly been crying, okay, a lot, okay, or even in this channeled message. Okay, even in this channeled message, this may be very triggering for you, okay? But these are messages that you needed to hear, okay? And you may have had a passed on loved one that would say something like this, all right? And they're saying really check, okay, something about check the body, and also within checking the body, all right, someone may have taken a trip to Mexico, okay? Maybe to work with some form of Santa Muerte, okay? Again, tribe, remember, take what resonates, leave behind the rest. This doesn't fit with everyone. So if not check the physical body, check the body of something, especially within your home, okay? So if you have a body of water in your home in a vase, okay? This is the imagery that I'm getting. Check the body of what? Let me... So any form of mage, okay. So this may be on a macro scale as well, okay? You're being guided to check the relationships with major corporations and or companies, however that would fit for you. So if you're doing any form of business, if you were attempting to work within a specific platform, a company, okay? The way that this is coming through is to really check, read the fine print, and you will be finding something out, okay? This may be in a positive context. They're kind of giving you a heads up or an edge for you to succeed. Excuse me, spiritual release again. Yeah. All right. Either way, this passed on loved one really wants you to know that you're loved, okay? Yeah, bring back hope, bring back possibility, and be the oracle. Okay? Wow, this energy is very different. Someone may have enjoyed cursing a lot, okay? Their love language may have been gentle insults, okay? Okay. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Here, let me actually, okay. I'm being guided to pull from the Scrabble for this one, tribe. Okay. And we're just going to go with initials. Someone may have had an initial E in their first, middle, and or last name. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right, so there may have been some form of technological manipulation that took place with AI, okay? We have E, A, and I, so someone may have had a lot of vowels in their name. Also, something about the day that something went wrong with technology may be significant, okay? In the literal context of linear time, if we look at time linearly, okay? Okay. Someone's name may be Ida, Dea, Diego, Emmanuel, Andre, but with an E, starting with an E, Endry. Every day in excess, someone may have been doing an excess of something. Someone may have been a part of a government agency. That's something that they want to let you know as well, okay? And their unaliving, their death may have been due to some form of intelligence that they were holding, okay? So let's say you had a family member that, this may all be information to you. Let's say you had a family member that was in a gang. They may have been a part of this gang undercover as a form of CIA agent or some form of agent, and due to some form of information technology malfunctioning, they may have been discovered, and this was to teach a lesson to either the information or to the government agency that they worked within, and or due to their passing, these intelligence agencies have learned something in relation to specific partnerships and alliances, okay? I don't know if that's supposed to be comforting to you, tribe, but just know the knowledge is gained. And someone on the other side may be asking, are you busy? Are you bus? Are you okay? Are you in bliss? Okay. That may have been a specific code, name, word, thing. Okay. Are you in bliss? All right. And someone may always have said good morning. Okay. Maybe someone's grandma as well. And someone's saying, so what? Fuck those alliances. Fuck those partnerships. Something about that. Okay. Someone may have had some form of erectile dysfunction. I'm picking that up in a weird way. Okay. Or maybe the last time you saw them due to some form of stress about this situation. Okay. And take it how it resonates. It may not have been a male. It could have been any gender. Okay. So there may have been a lack of passion because this situation was happening and they didn't want you to get involved. And the question that they may want to ask someone outside of the tribe, this may be some, let's say if there's some form of cross-watching energy, are you sorry? Okay. And or they may have used this. Are you sorry? Are you a punk? Are you going to be a pushover? Something may have taken place in Utah, okay? Edmond, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Someone's name may have been Richmond. Didn't we just make a promise, tribe? Ooh, this energy. I said I'm only taking initials and they just want, okay? Something about an IOU, okay? Something about unionized technology, okay? Something about a UTI, okay? So these may be specific symptoms that were being displayed before this incident happened for someone, okay? Because now the energies are a few more coming through, but we'll leave it here for now. Someone's name may have been Lisa, Liz, with an S, Liz. Someone may have had a lisp. Something about a cab or dabs, okay? Someone may have been going by the name Dab, or may have been partaking in illicit substances. Something may have been gruesome. All right, and if there's any form of trial and or case, I'm picking up a lot of legislative energy or litigations. Something is going to be tossed out. Don't worry. Someone may have loved bluebirds as well. Okay. And confront what you think you know about a date of birth or DOB, date of birth. I'm picking up DOB in this instance as date of birth. Someone's name may have been Bobby, Dobby. Something was lost. What was lost? Okay. Something may have been lost in files. So wherever I'm being guided back to, wherever it was within your home or in your yard, okay, these energies of some form of files or technology was lost, okay? Or you may have become aware of some form of hidden technology watching you, okay? Let's say secret cameras, hidden cameras, okay? Something about this. But there's some information, possibly with even in a candle, okay? If you have a body of candles or some form of altar or something like this, check. You're being guided to check these spaces. Okay, tribe? All right, I'm leaving it here for now. Okay, so we have the letters C, G, R, I, O, E, A, U, S, L, O, S again, T, M, S again, D, B, 3 I's, so I, U, and the letter A, okay? Someone's saying you're a real one. Confirmation for you, tribe. Okay, and I'll hold them up like this. Okay. All right, tribe. Thank you. So I'm going to end it here. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow, depending on where you are seeing this message. Excuse me, spiritual release. Also, feel free to click the link above in the bio, okay, to book a personal session with me. You'll get a date and a time, and we will be able to connect one-on-one via video call. Also, check out the Perception Project, the ebook, okay? There are some keys in there to reality, okay? Also, if you feel called, check out the other dimensions of myself, only if you feel called, as that space is an 18 and plus space. So the energy is very different than here. And also, remember to check out any other of my social media platforms, as each and every single post is meant to activate something from your subconscious and bring it into your conscious awareness, okay? All right. So with that, Ashe, abracadabra, abra-dabra. Okay. So would it be, so it is, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, as the soul, okay? Love and light, peace and darkness, okay? And Anak Amun tribe. I will see you next time.